What's up, guys? In this week's video, we're going to talk about day trading and the actual thing that the best traders in the world focus on, why they focus on it, and why you should, as you're learning to become a day trader, as you're getting better at trading, as you're going through the SupremeCommerce FX training, whether you're learning on your own, you're learning for free from YouTube, you're trying to do it on your own without any help or any mentorship or any guidance whatsoever, or you're following alerts and you'd like to learn how to trade on your own. The things that the best traders in the world are focusing on, and the traders that are winning more than 60, 70, 80% of their trades, and more specifically with scalp trades, which it is easier to win, quote unquote easier. Trading is probably the hardest skill you could ever learn, but the most valuable and most powerful skill for building wealth, I think, in the entire world is day trading. Compounding your wealth, compounding your income, and compounding money. And I don't just mean compound interest that bank gives you. I'm talking about like in a savings account for, a couple percent a year. You put in $10,000 and 30 years later, it's worth a few hundred grand. If you put in $10,000 into a trade account, for you to get to 100 or a few $100,000, not going to take you 30 years when you become a good trader. You can get there 10 to 20, sometimes 50 or 100 times faster than giving your money to a bank, putting your money into an RRSP. But the things that the best traders in the world focus on is finding entries. It's not just learning and understanding proper risk management. It's not understanding charts, trend patterns, or candlestick patterns. It's also not trade psychology. All those things are very important, but the only way you're actually going to win your trades and make money as a trader is going to be finding entries, because you're not going to enter a trade. See the word I use there, entries, enter. You're not going to make money trading until you learn how to find entries, right? So the difference between swing trading and scalp trading, or intraday day trading, versus scalp. So I like to put scalp versus all the rest of the methods of day trading, because scalping is, to me, like I said, quote unquote easier, but it's not easier, but it's to me more simple. And I don't mean scalping like the 1 minute time frame and waiting for only price action to help you find your entry. I'm talking about using a proven system that helps you learn how to find entries, not just based on price action, based on as much information as you can use and as many factors as possible. And you can do it two different ways: on a naked chart, just based on the understanding of how the market moves itself, especially once you start to chart and follow a currency pair, a cryptocurrency, a stock, whatever it is. The longer you follow a single stock, a single cryptocurrency, or a single Forex currency pair, the better you will become at trading that pair and understanding how it likes to move. So even if you could be taught the best strategies in the world, the best entry strategy, understanding risk management, how to chart like a pro, you're still going to have a really hard time actually finding entries and winning the majority of your trades and keeping it consistent until you become a good trader yourself, until you understand and get really good at finding your entries. So above and beyond risk management, understanding trend patterns, understanding range, looking for breakouts, fakeouts, understanding the market itself as a whole, more important than all that. So take all that stuff, put it together. You need to understand all of that. You need to understand how the markets move, specifically with the stocks, cryptocurrencies, or Forex currency pairs, or indices or commodities, whatever it is you trade. Before understanding how the market works and how to chart properly and all the stuff that I was just talking about, right? Take it all, put that all together. That, you should make that come first. You need to understand how to do all that stuff. And to me, it's fundamentals. How to read a chart and how to follow a trend, like a trend and all that kind of stuff. It's very basic fundamental stuff. A lot of traders might put an emphasis on certain things like risk management, very important. But is it impossible for you to understand or learn? No, it's actually extremely simple, right? Same with finding a trend. Defining a trend, defining a range, understanding candles and different chart patterns, double top, double bottom, head and shoulders. These are all very, very descriptive, easy, basic, simple things to understand. Implementing them is a different thing, and learning how to use them in your trade strategy. For me personally, I don't really use a lot of different chart patterns. Obviously, the trend is one of the main things I pay attention to, specifically when scalp trading. Swing trading is a bit different. You do have to use a little bit more charting, but to me, I will still find an entry, be it a scalp trade or a swing trade. And the first thing I'm looking at is the market as a whole. So if I'm looking at, let's say, USD CAD, so US dollar versus Canadian dollar, I'm looking at USD CAD as a whole. I'm not just looking at how it looks on a chart. I'm going to start on a very, very large time frame, like weekly, then daily, then 4 hour, then 1 hour. And if I'm going for a scalp trade, I'm going to go below those time frames, below the 1 hour. Even with a swing trade, I will sometimes go down to the 15 minute just to have a little bit more of a The bird's eye view is like 1 week, 1 day. Even a 4-hour view is a little bit of a bird's eye view. 1 hour, 15-minute, 5-minute views are more of like a zoomed in view, right? So if you needed to analyze something and to understand it better, like if I was to take this set of glasses right here, right, and I hold them really, really far away. Oh, I know that's a set of glasses, right? I can see those glasses. Those are glasses. But what kind of glasses are they? Well, if I zoom in a little bit closer on these glasses, I can see that they have like the yellow lenses. So maybe they're blue light blockers. And if I look even closer, there's actually a brand name on them. Not sponsored, by the way. Anyways, so that's the difference of looking at a bird's eye view really, really far away and then looking up close. You need to have the bird's eye view. You also need to have a really close-up view. Even when you're finding an entry for a swing trade or a standard day trade, right? A trade you're going to hold open for longer than a very short period of time. You need to have as much information as you can have. It helps you feel more confident. And this is the stuff that I teach inside the Supreme Commerce FX Mastery Training. I teach you how to understand the market as a whole and how to understand the 3 market phases and then finding entries, right? I'm not teaching head and shoulders, double top, double bottom, all that stuff that literally you don't need. To me, you don't need that crap. I mean, if you want to be a day trader that can win 40, 50, or 60% of the time, and you just want to focus on swing trades, and you just want to focus on chart patterns, and still become a pretty good trader and win enough of your trades that you will make money every 30 days, but it'll take you 1 to 2 years to get good at doing it, right? And that's what 99% of people are teaching, and that's what 99% of people are doing. What I do is different. And a lot of the students that I've had since I launched the Supreme Commerce FX Mastery Training and the flawless entry strategy for scalp trades, right? The scalp trades aren't just 1-minute trades. They're not trades. You don't have to hold it open for 30 seconds to a minute, and it's not just based on price action. This is a strategy that took me 6 months to master. I did it for about 2 years, and then I really honed in on it for about 6 months. This is the only strategy I used. I hardly did any swing trades. I wasn't focused on anything except this flawless entry scalp strategy. And once I actually became really, really good with just this strategy specifically, for the 6 months in a row, I won over 90% of my scalp trades. Over 90%. That is absolutely fucking unheard of. That's insane, right? But if you were to take it over the period of, let's say, 2 years or 5 years and back test it, right, it's not going to be as accurate as above 90%. So to date, which is a lot longer than 6 months of me using this flawless entry scalp strategy that I actually have in the training, and I teach and I show you every single thing you need to know on how to do it properly, I would say I'm winning over 80% of my scalp trades. Do I need to even swing trade? No. Do I need to day trade? No. Do I need to open trades that I think 1 to 2 weeks from now will be in a profitable zone, right? Some of these trades are actually easier to take on a larger time frame. Because if you're looking at the 1 hour time frame, and that's like, and people ask, what's your favorite time frame? Fuck the time frames, man. Don't just focus on one fucking time frame. You're limiting yourself severely to how good of a trader you can become by focusing on one time frame. Finding your entry on a time frame a little bit more favorable, like if you normally do your swing trades and then when you're gonna go decide your actual entry, the minute you click open trade is on the 1 hour time frame, sure, you can consider that your favorite time frame. But if that's the only time frame you're looking at and that's why it's your favorite, you're not going to be able to become a successful trader. And if you do, you're not going to be as good as other traders are. And there's other traders that are going to be making way more money than you and winning way more of their trades, right? So you need to understand these things, and you need to understand that having just a bird's eye view limits you. You need to also zoom in and look at the smaller time frames. Even if you're looking at a really long swing trade, right? You're looking at doing a trade on the daily time frame or even the weekly time frame, right? Like I was saying a minute ago, you still need to see what's going on the smaller time frames, because you could see a massive movement to the upside. You could see a weekly trend, an upwards trend on the weekly time frame and also the daily time frame to confirm to you that is in an upward trend. But if you go to the 4 hour and the 1 hour, and both of those are on a downtrend, and a very obvious, very clearly defined downtrend, right? If you were to then open up, let's say, a 12 hour and it looks like it's consolidating, the market will always give you different information. And this is why you need to understand the market as a whole and to look at more than just one time frame. Right now with the scalp strategy, You actually don't need the weekly or daily or even the 4-hour time frame, the flawless entry strategy, where I'm winning over 80% of my scalp trades consistently. You just need to understand the system and the strategy and how it works. But the most important takeaway that I want to give you from this video, and the most important thing you actually need to focus on, and I don't mean this to not focus on anything else, like not ever learning proper risk management. You need to know that, but that's all super basic stuff. Proper risk management, I'll teach you it right now. It takes me 20 seconds, guaranteed. Watch this. $1,000 in your trade account. You don't want to risk more than 5%. That means you don't want to risk more than $50 per trade, ever. And if you're doing multiple trades in a week, then you don't want to risk more than 1 or 2% per trade. If you do 3 trades in a week, now you're risking 5 or 6% of your trade account. That's proper risk management. You only want to risk a couple to a few percent of your entire trade account in a single trade. So if you have a $1,000 trade account, you don't want to risk more than 5% or $50, right? Then you're over leveraging your account, and that is not proper risk management, right? And then, so that's not hard to learn. Is that not extremely simple, basic stuff? You could write that down, and every time you go to do a trade, just look at the note that you have. Like, why do you need to pay someone to teach you that, right? And the downside to a lot of people with the paid training, this is a lot you can learn for free on YouTube. I educate as much as I can on YouTube for free. But the meat and potatoes and the stuff you're gonna get that you're gonna like paying for is going to get you, that is going to be different than what you can get for free, are the strategies that work. Now, there's a lot of strategies for day trading. There's a lot of strategies for e-commerce. There's a lot of strategies out there that do work. Some are outdated. And when things change, right, like with e-commerce, when things change, those old strategies no longer work. With day trading, once you have a strategy, the market will always behave the same. The only time the market behaves differently is during a time of economic crisis. If it's, let's say if it's with a stock, obviously if something dramatic happens to that company files for bankruptcy, or that company strikes a huge deal, right? Let's say they land a $5 billion contract with the military. That's obviously going to have an effect on that company's share value that would be outside of the normal. So outside of, events that big, like massive events of like those things happening for companies. If you're talking about the foreign currency exchange market, so Forex market, like US dollar versus Canadian dollar, economics do have a play in how the foreign exchange markets move. But if you're going down to the 1 hour, 15 minute, and 5 minute time frames, and if you're only holding your trades open for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, you are way less likely to be susceptible to those changes or weird events or different events or big events or economical events or business events that can affect the market as a whole or can affect the thing that you are specifically trading. So this is something that I emphasize highly to anybody that I teach when it comes to day trading and investing. The longer you hold open a trade, so separate from long-term investing, if you're a long-term hodler, you're holding, cryptocurrencies, you're holding a company that you've invested in that you're confident in, obviously finding a better entry for that also plays a factor in how much money you're going to make in the long term. But if you enter a stock value is $13 and you enter it when it's $13.80, but you're confident it's going to go above $20 a share, it doesn't really matter you bought it for $13.80 instead of $13. And if you wait a week or 2 weeks for it to go back to $13 and it never does, now it's worth $15, now you haven't even entered. Another thing, entries. Sometimes you just have to get in with a long-term trade. But with the day trades, right, so if you're not doing the long-term investing and you're not focused on the long-term stuff, you just want to make money specifically as a day trader, not an investor, then the longer you are in the market, the more susceptible you are to changes in the market. So if you hold open a trade with the US dollar versus Canadian dollar and you wanted to get in and get out that same day, but it didn't quite hit your first or your second take profit, or it's not in profit at all. It went into the red right away or within the first hour, and it has not come into the blue or into the green, into your profitable zone. So you want to hold that trade open. You're super confident in your entry. You want to hold that trade until you see it hit fruition for you to actually hit your profit. But now that you have to hold it open longer than you originally wanted to, now you just took more risk. Simply just by holding your trade open longer, you now assume more risk because now you are susceptible to changes in the market, right? Biden in the United States, the president of the United States can hold a flash meeting and announce something that has an effect on the economy or could potentially have an effect on the economy in the next 6 to 12 months, and then the US dollar plummets by 2-3%. If that happens and you bet on the Canadian dollar to go down versus US dollar going up, so you did a like USD CAD, you did a buy trade or a sell trade, right? USD CAD, US dollar versus Canadian dollar. You could lose your trade based on that economical event or that announcement or that piece of news. And that's when people ask me, well, what about trading the news, or what about doing this? And there's so many different ways and so many different strategies to become a good trader. I'm telling you right now, the best way, and I'm not the best trader in the world. There's traders that are definitely better than me, that make more money than me. I just know that when I do my scalp trades, I'm extremely consistent. My flawless entry system, I personally win over 80% of my trades. And after teaching people and seeing people's results for people that don't even have an idea on how to look at a chart, how to trade on MT4, what the difference between a Forex pair versus a commodity or an index is, to not even needing to still even give a shit about any of that. A lot of the technical basic crap, mumbo jumbo, you do not really need to care about unless it's something you're specifically doing or something you're specifically trading. So head and shoulders, double tops, double bottoms, finding ranges, right? That's important in swing trading. In scalp trading, not so much. Range and trend, yes, right? Head and shoulders, double top, double bottom, get rid of it. It's gonna fucking confuse you. You wanna just take the most information you can based on what's actually going to work for you. And that is the strategy that works for me with scalp trading, and I'm winning over 80% of my trades. And the students that I have, that I see using the exact strategy for the flawless entry strategy, doing the exact same thing. Like I have a student named Neil who's been with me with Amazon for a really long time, and then he eventually wanted to get into day trading and investing. He practiced the strategy on a demo account, and I have a bunch of screenshots of him sending me messages saying, hey man, check out my trade, look how many trades I'm winning. And then I have a couple other students that have some who had no experience and some who had experience but weren't able to become a consistent trader yet. And now that they have the flawless entry strategy, now they're absolutely killing it, winning 70, 80, even 90% of their trades. Like Neil won like 23 out of 25. That's like over 90%. Gerben was winning 20 out of 22 or 20 out of 21 trades. He actually did 26 trades in a row with the flawless strategy and won them all, right? And you're never going to have a 100% win rate. But being able to become a trader where you're winning more than 50 or 60% of the time, because a lot of really good traders, believe it or not, only win around 50% of the time. But using proper risk management, so going for 2 times the profit versus 1 times the loss. So if you're willing to risk $50 to make 100, and you do 10 trades and you only win half, right? You win half, so you've made $500. 5 out of 10 trades at $100 a pop. 5 trades won at $100 a pop, it's $500. 5 trades lost at $50 a pop is minus $250. So you only won 50% of your trades, but you won 2 times the amount that you lost. So you lost $250, but you made $500. 500 minus $250, you're up $250. And that's the basics of becoming a generally decent swing trader, right? And this is what a lot of people focus on and what a lot of people teach and what a lot of the shit you're gonna find on YouTube, right? And there's also a lot of good scalping strategies too. And there's gonna be other strategies that are really good. I do see a lot of stuff about 90, 98% win rate. That's the shit you wanna stay away from. I know I said I won over 90% in 6 months, but I was super honest. If I did that for 3 years or 4 years or 5 years straight, there's no way I'm gonna win more than 90% of my trades. But I can confidently say anywhere from 75 to 80, because I have not lost more than 80% ever. Like I've never lost more than 20%, sorry. So I've kept a win rate of above 80% for years now, doing the flawless entry strategy. I mean, give it another 3 years, I'll hit 5 to 6 years of using the same strategy. I bet you I'm still gonna be hovering around 75 to 80%. And the reason is, well, the reason is what you would see inside when I actually teach you how to do it. So this is the reason, and this is the difference between free information. It can get you really far. I've seen a lot of people take YouTube videos and free education and become really good e-commerce business owners, build multi-million-dollar Amazon businesses, become really good day traders. But the problem is it takes them 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, 3 years of time. And to me, time is way more valuable. If I'm going to learn something new that I want to do myself, the first thing I do is go look for some of the guys who are like the best at it. And then I'm gonna find the guy who's providing justifiable value, but also really, really good at it. And I'm gonna learn from him and I'm gonna pay him whatever the hell the cost is, as long as it's justified. This is the difference between mentorship and free information. Free information can get you really far, right? Especially, and there's some things that just should not be taught via paid methods. Some stuff you should not have to pay for, like learning how to do affiliate marketing or joining someone's affiliate program. I teach affiliate marketing for free, and our affiliate marketing program for the SupremeCommerce Training Company, free, right? There's just so much information out there for free, and it's such basic stuff. right? The only thing that you would maybe pay for is, hey, I want a one-on-one mentorship with you, or I want to pay you, even though I can learn this for free, I want to pay you so anytime I ever have questions, I have someone who's really good at it to answer my questions. So those are my takeaways for today, guys. I know I haven't done a YouTube video for a bit. I hope you guys learned a lot. And as always, if you have any questions, drop them below in the comments, and I'll see you next time.